Hello friends, good morning. In the journey of the Java, I will teach you in this session the pillars of the Java. Let us try to go for that. Actually, the pillars of the Java is also known as principles of the Java or the principles of the OOP. It's also known as the concepts of the OOP. This entire video has been divided in a two parts. This is the first part. In this diagram, you can see that there are basically four pillars. If we will cut out any of the pillars, the entire building cannot sustain. This is also true for the Java. These are the principles of the Java, of the object-oriented programming language. That's the object, class, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. Now, the object. Object is a real-world entity. Let us take a few examples of that. We have the pen is the object, the car, your purse, bell, ball, Java cup, and the TV screen. Whatever you can see in the world, that is a form of the object. Even the chair you are sitting, that is also one object. Your laptop is also one object. Let us take more examples. In this picture, how many objects are there? There are 6 objects. Unique property of the object. In this picture, you can find there are 2 balls. Both the ball belongs to the same company, same price, same color combination, and same size. Everything is same. Can we say that this both the object belongs to the same one or that both the objects are same? No, we cannot say that because these both the objects occupy different space in the memory. So these objects are different object or the unique object. How many objects are there in this picture? There are basically 9 objects. Now, to understand the objects more clearly, what you require to do is you require to identify the objects in this video. Fine. Now here we have this cup as a one object, this pen as an object, mobile is a one more object, this notebook is a one object, laptop is a object. Whatever you can see in this video, that everything is the object. Now, the next concept is a class. How class and objects are related, that we have to understand first. Now, here we have 3 objects. So all the 3 objects has a different attributes. For example, the first object is a this much, that's the highest height. The second object is a medium height. The third object is a something lowest height. Similarly, they all have a different length also. See, you can see the length, that's a base. See, now there are 3 objects of the triangles. To represent these 3 objects, we can have a one class of the triangle, or the one class of the triangle can represent all those 3 objects, or in general, the one class can represent more than one object. That's the basically thumb rule is. Now, here we have 3 more different objects. But again, this all the objects belongs to the different types. The one is a triangle, the second one is a rectangle, and the third one is a circle. Now, there are three objects. Can we represent all the three objects by using a one class? No, this is not possible because the object must be of a same type. They belong to the different types or the different category. So, from this discussion we understood that the class is a blueprint of the object. We have a one more definition of the class. Let us try to understand that. Class is a collection of related variables and methods or the function. See the diagram. Here we have a class, we have a variables and methods. So basically class is a collection of variables and methods. That's the one more definition of class we have. Now, as the class is a collection of variables and functions, so our objective is that how we can identify these variables and functions. So now first of all, let us try to go for how to identify the variables. So here we have one process to identify the variables. We have taken the same example, the example of a three objects of a triangle. Again, what we have is we have a one class and then variables, and we want to find out that variables. How the above three objects vary from each other, that we have to find out. So again, the object number 1 has a this much height, object number 2 has a some medium height, object number 3 has a lowest height. So similarly, the object number 1 has a this much base, object number 2 has a medium length of a base, and object number 3 has a lowest length of a base. So in this way, by using the height and the base, these three objects are vary. Now, in a such a way, in general, we have to list down all such attributes or the possible attributes by which the objects can vary from each other. And these attributes are known as the variable or the data members of the class. So, the class triangle look like this. It has a height and base as a variable. Now try it yourself. How to find the variables? For the case of the bank account, list the variables of the class. So these are the variables of a class account. Now, how to find the methods of a class? We have already find the variables. Now, objective will be to find the methods of a class. Let us try to understand that. The methods, which functionalities objects should have, that we have to identify. For example, these three objects should have the calculate area, calculate circumferences, functionalities. In general, we have to list down all such functionalities, and these functionalities is known as the members or the methods of the class. So finally, the class triangle has calculate area and the calculate circumferences as the methods. The final triangle class look like this. It has a basically the height and the base as variable, calculate area and the calculate circumferences as the method. Now the third concept, encapsulation. Here we have a capsule, and we know that the class contains variables and methods. So that's the basically encapsulation is. Let us understand it with more details. Here again we have a class with the variables and methods. So if we will bind out the variables and functions together, then it is known as the encapsulation. Simply, encapsulation is a process by which we can bind variables and functions together. So, this is encapsulation, and this is the definition of encapsulation. Now, we have an assignment. In this session, we have covered the object, class, and encapsulation. This is the communication details